If you watched our previous videos about HIPAA, you know the severities, the fines and penalties that can be levied on non-compliant businesses. So today, we're going to talk about the other side of the coin, the costs of getting HIPAA compliant, how it compares to the fines, the factors that can go into your overall HIPAA bill, and how you can reduce your HIPAA-related costs by up to 80%. If you want to learn more about frameworks like HIPAA, SOC 2, GDPR, and more, and understand how compliance impacts your business, click that subscribe button and hit that notification bell below for more videos. Let's start off by taking a look at how much HIPAA's governing body, the Department of Health and Human Services, thinks HIPAA costs. When the final rule for HIPAA became effective on March 26, 2013, the HHS very helpfully broke down their estimations for HIPAA costs for organization. As you can see on screen, all of this rounds up to about $1,040. And if that seems low, it's because it is. $1,000 to get HIPAA compliant is a vast underestimation, to say the least. And to understand the real gap between estimations in the real world, consider this. In its report, the HHS also did an industry-wide estimation for how much it thought the entire sector would spend on compliance-related costs for HIPAA. And their estimate was between $114 million to $225 million. In the real world, though, the cost of HIPAA for organization is estimated to be nearly $8.5 billion. So you can see the size of the problem, literally. So let's put aside the HHS estimations and try to answer the question ourselves. Let's start off with the simple truth. There's a lot of factors that influence the overall cost of an organization's HIPAA compliance. Estimates on the internet for small companies often range between $15,000 to $50,000. And for large companies, that cost can go up to nearly $200,000. But is that really the truth, even in 2023? Let's take a look below. The size and type of your organization is the first factor. It's not a surprise to imagine that a hospital stores significantly more patient data than some third party that manages all your billing. In the same way, a large hospital spread across several locations handles a lot more patient data than that small clinic around your block. This is important, since the amount of patient data you handle, store, and share is directly correlated with your need for serious security protocols. The more security requirements you have means the more costs you incur. What your current compliance posture is a second step. Starting HIPAA from scratch is difficult enough, but it's also costly. If you're a part of an organization that takes security seriously from day one, then you're in a lucky club. Already implemented frameworks, well-trained employees, and a multi-layer approach to security means that you spend less time and effort getting compliant. So your overall costs are lower too. The current state of your IT infrastructure is third. Think of all the things you need to have a secure IT infrastructure. And that has applications, data encryptions, backups, firewalls, intrusion detection systems, and so much more. If you use out-of-date software or old hardware, you're going to have to make serious investments to stay up to date and HIPAA relevant. How well-trained your employees are is fourth. Your security posture is only as strong as your weakest link, and those links often are people, not technology. Untrained employees combined with a leadership team that sort of sees security as an afterthought are going to need a lot more time, effort, and investment, all of which can eat into your compliance budget. How you choose to get HIPAA compliant is the next factor and is one of the most important determinants in your overall cost. There's three ways to go about HIPAA compliance, and since we've covered them in a previous video, I'm going to speed through them. Doing it in-house is expensive since it involves either hiring experts as full-time employees or moving existing employees to do compliance all the time. It's also incredibly slow, doesn't scale easily, and requires a lot of manual effort. Hiring contractors is often most companies' next bet. And while they do speed up the process a little bit, they're also incredibly expensive, and in some instances, even wholly ineffective. Having external dependencies also makes you more vulnerable to new threats and slower moving during emergencies, both of which make maintenance much harder. Compliance automation leverages technology, integrations, and continuous monitoring, all of which reduces your overall time and effort during the compliance process, and thereby reduces your costs of getting HIPAA compliant. Maintenance is the last piece of the puzzle. There's no point in getting compliant if you can't continue to stay that way. Doing it manually or with a consultant means that you spend time, effort, and cost, not just getting compliant, but a lot more in the maintenance to stay that way. Again, compliance automation solves for this with constant and continuous monitoring, so you know what your security posture is in real time, all the time. If by now you can physically feel the bills for compliance piling up on you, it is worth remembering. While getting compliant seems expensive, it is nothing compared to the cost of being non-compliant. The cost of a HIPAA fine on average, according to the latest IBM security report, is nearly $10 million. And the non-HHS penalties can go even further, as you can see from this table. So, how do you avoid these fines while also getting HIPAA compliant faster and easier? The traditional manual and paperwork-oriented approach to HIPAA often compounds all of the problems we've mentioned above. Sprinto helps companies become HIPAA compliant by digitizing and automating the entire compliance process, allowing companies not just to get HIPAA faster and more effectively, but empowering them to stay HIPAA compliant in the long run too. Companies just like yours that get HIPAA compliant with Sprinto save up to 80% of their time, effort, and cost during the compliance process. Learn more by visiting sprinto.com or booking a demo with our HIPAA experts from the link below. If you found this video useful, remember to like and subscribe, and even share the video with someone that you might find it useful to.